Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water, he's back. So, the last video I posted a little over 2 years ago, I had just sprayed this outer tub with epoxy primer. And the very next day I left to go to Puerto Rico. I was down there for quite a while doing restoration for after Hurricane Maria had come through. I worked for the power company, so we went down there and helped restore power. And came back, got back home, was going to work on the old Bronco some more, and had a busy summer around here. And then Hurricane Michael hit the Florida Panhandle, which devastated Mexico Beach and Port St. Joe up that way, Panama City. Was up there for the entire rebuild of Mexico Beach because it got wiped out, and that kind of is what set me back initially. And then the wife wanted the 4th bedroom back at the house when I got back home, so I added this room. So I'm back up where you can see it. I added a room there in the corner of the shop, and I moved all my radio gear into that. I'm a ham radio operator. I do work on some old school radio gear, a lot of old tube equipment, ham and CB. So that's what's in that room now. But everything that was in that corner of the shop, guess where it got piled and stored, was in and around the Bronco. So I couldn't even get to it. It was still up on the jack stands until a couple of days ago. More here in the center, but it was had everything stacked around it and up in it, which I still have things in it now, but they're only Bronco things that are in it now, whereas before I had radios and amplifiers and Lord knows what all in there. So last week, finally, I had a little bit of time off. I used that time to kind of dig it out, got rid of a lot of stuff. Made some room, not a lot of room, but a little bit of room to work around it, and got back into it. And I'll show you what I've done since the last video, which isn't a whole lot because I just got back into it a couple days ago. But first and foremost, I pulled the motor. I want to clean the firewall all up and kind of detail out the engine compartment. Obviously the wheel tubs are out. I've got a pair of new inner wheel tubs. I picked up a new core support. This old core support, if I can turn it around here. Especially here where the battery compartment was, it was pretty nasty. And it happened to be up in Ocala. We got the National Park Depot right there, so I picked up a new core support. So I'd already welded this new fender apron to the old core support, so I had to drill that back out. I made myself a little extra work, but it didn't take me very long. So that's what I've done to it. Engine's over here on an engine stand. Shoved it out of the way as best I can do it. So my next steps, I'm going to get in here, I'm going to clean this firewall all up. It's got a lot of undercoating, overspray on it. It's got some patch panels that I welded in from the inside. I need to clean those up. I need to grind these edges. You can see where it's hanging low. bring them up to the bottom of the new floor pans, both sides. Got a little bit of a lip on this side over here too. Once that's all cleaned up, I'll put in the new wheel tubs and the new core support and weld it all up. I have I made some, didn't make them, but I have some 3/4 inch pieces of plastic that happened to just fit under the old core support perfect as spacers. I did that before I took the body mounts out of it, so I know what height to put the new core support. And then there's play, of course, left or right. I'll have to square it up, take some measurements, square everything up, and start putting the front end back together. Then once the front end's back together, I can spray the engine compartment and go from there. So I'm still alive, back at it. It's been a while, but been quite busy doing some other things, so I think now I'm gonna focus back on this for a while. So I'll try to keep some videos posted up as I go along.